Hi, and welcome to the Thinking Out Loud podcast. My name is Jedrek,
My name is Masha.
and we are two English teachers interviewing other people. Is that right, Masha?
No, two English teachers who are recording this wonderful podcast. We're not interviewing people. We always it's not that we ask questions and the person answers for an hour. We arrive at something together, don't we?
I mean, recently I changed, the title of the website from talk shows in English to well thought out conversations, because I
Not
feel like
interviews, though.
not interviews, yeah,
Yeah.
they are conversations. So what's the difference?
Yeah. Oh my God! Is it a
All right,
legitimate question?
sorry,
We
yeah,
have a
let's.
guest today. Don't ask me. Finally, we
Oh
can ask
yeah.
somebody else. We've been doing it for so long.
Right. I just wanted to say big thank you to everybody who's listening to this fantastic podcast that is small but kind of cultish, becoming a cult. We have some really avid listeners. It's great,
It is great.
Um,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
yeah.
it's
So
promising. It has potential. Does it?
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Right. So today we are hosting a special guest, and that is no surprise because we've been hosting special guests for the past couple of weeks, and good couple of weeks,
Mm-hmm.
And today our guest is again, it's my student. We have known each other for quite a while, and I must say that it's again someone with whom I'm kind of bending the rules from time to time of sticking to just that mental style, concepts.
So what is
giving
this
concepts.
episode going to be about? Last
Sorry,
time
it's
it
not
was
going to be like
sports. Today it's going to be what?
no. It's
Investment.
just not like this. All right, so
Copper?
ladies, wait for it. We're gonna have a really, I hope, a fruitful conversation. But ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Remik. Hi, Remik.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for
All right.
having me, and I'm a little bit ashamed for this.
Ashamed of
good
what?
words.
Why?
Of the words I used
Of the
describe.
introduction, yes.
I didn't even
Thank you.
introduce you
Thank you so
properly,
much.
because I didn't say much about you. My sort of rule, if not principle, is not to discuss private matters. And when I meet people for the first time, for example, I hardly ever ask about their jobs, about their what they do in life. I'm more interested in basically their personality that reveals itself while speaking, and I'm just leaving private life aside. But I just need to say about Remik that Remik works for a big technological company, right, Remik?
Yes, that's true.
And I'm saying this because I'd like to ask you about technology today. I know it's kind of how to say that. I don't like to ask people working for, let's say, technological companies about technology. I like actually to talk about, let's say, emotions.
Poetry.
Or poetry with engineers. You know what I mean? Like, to take people out of their comfort zone, which is actually great. And I'm not talking about, speaking about engineers' emotions, but the concept of emotions, Let's say we could talk about love with an engineer or something like that. However, today I'm tempted to ask Remik a question about tech. Why not? What do you think, Remik? Are you ready for that?
Let's try.
Let's go. Let me ask you the first question. So, Masha, are we okay with everything? I mean, do people know us? Yeah, they know us. They know our website. It's studiomentals.com. What else? Coffee. Masha, what about this coffee?
Yeah. What about this coffee? Yeah, we really love coffee. Do we love coffee?
And we try. Yeah,
Jendrek doesn't even drink coffee. He's allergic or something.
I'm allergic.
But still, if you appreciate what we do, if you like what we do, and if you would like to support us, you can buy us a virtual coffee. I hope the link is in the description. So you can follow this link. It's very, very easy. I've tried, just 2 clicks and it's done.
Yeah, great. Fine. So let's go without further ado. This is
round 1.
Sorry, as if we ever have round 2.
Yeah, you're right. All right, Remik, I wanted to ask you something it's a straightforward question. You know, it's a mix of technological and emotional. Actually, can technology solve the problem of loneliness? What do you think?
Well, so as always, it's not a yes/no answer.
Technically, it is, you know, because you could say yes or no, but you know, it's kind of tempting to ask.
For me, maybe I will be more specific. For me, it's not a yes or no question, but I do think that technology can help. Technology can help in when it comes to loneliness. And first idea which come to me is phone. By phone, we are using phones. Just a phone can make us to be closer. We feel closer to each other, and then the evolution of the phones bring us to video calls. Like I can hear you, I can see you, I can see Masha. We are in 3 different places around the world, and we can be connected. So this is a kind of some let's say thing which can bring us together and feel less loneliness, I think.
But how would you kind of confront what you are saying with the fact that I guess loneliness is some kind of spreading around the world? You know, I feel like it's like the 21st century disease or malaise. You know, I don't know. I mean, is there like a paradox here that, you know, we've got all these devices and somehow we talk about some sort of alienation? Loneliness.
Yes, sure. I can fully agree. It's not 100% the same situation when we can sit in front of. I can sit in front of you, drink a coffee, and spend the time together. It's a kind of substitute to have a possibility to have a call or video call, for example. I fully agree that the technology can't replace 100% this emotional loneliness and so on. But if, for example, you are someone who is working, who have a lot of business trips, I can. This video calls can for somehow replace this loneliness. You can hear your wife, your children, you can see your children, and so on. So this is the part which give you some, I think, good emotional feeling. But I'm fully agree that it can't replace 100% this what is real. It's only artificial. It's kind of a substitute.
I remember reading the memoirs of Scott Kelly from 1 year in space. You know, it's an American astronaut who spent 1 year, 365 days in space. And I think, as far as I remember, that when he connected with his family from the International Space Station, I can't tell you for sure, but I think he was crying, and he said that the feeling was not actually the one of closeness, but the one of distance. Like he realized suddenly, you know, how far he is. Well, it's interesting, you know.
But I'm thinking that it's not a matter of technology for me. But I can imagine the situation when someone is in a room full of other person and is still feel loneliness. So it's not always the same.
Yeah. You're right.
As being alone. It's a more complex problem, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
but,
that's exactly the case. You know, we live in big cities, metropolis, and there are like literally millions of people around, but you may feel totally alone, right?
Yes. Social contact is a more complex case, but if we are only focused, if technology can help us or not, I'm fully agree that it can. It make easier if someone wants to feel less loneliness. So this is
I guess exactly.
I mean, tools.
This concept of loneliness is really interesting because I guess everything is about that, you know, because we could think about some technological solution to it, but everything depends on what do you mean by loneliness, because is actually Tinder solving loneliness? Masha, what do you think? Are you using Tinder?
No, I'm married.
What?
Well,
I'm married too, so I'm not using
not anymore.
Never ever.
Yeah, I've never used it, to be honest. Guys, I'm married too, you know. Oh my God, you know, 3 people, you know, locked in the cages.
well, I guess it's making it easier for some people who otherwise wouldn't have. Well, I mean, even if you're not particularly shy, I believe, as far as I remember, you know, I've been married for, oh my God, 25 years or something. But as far as I remember, it's not always easy, you know, just to come up to a person and to start a conversation. But on Tinder, this is eliminated, you know, this is why people are there. So you just,
I mean,
it's out of the
I mean,
way,
if
you
you
know,
match,
this shine.
if you slide the person the right direction.
So it makes it easier, you know, for people to at least start the conversation, but it doesn't necessarily help with, you know, loneliness. Yeah.
But you can have someone for the night.
But
well, it's not.
It's not.
No, I was just kidding. It's not.
Has nothing to do with loneliness.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then, you know, it's very interesting because just this today, just before I had the class, and we discussed this with a student of mine. That's we tend to call, like, all my classes are online right now, and there are only maybe 2 or 3 people who I met, and we tend to say in real life. That's what we tend to call it, real life. So it makes.
I know.
So what does it mean? All my other conversations, all my other interactions, they're not real. What the hell does it mean?
Yeah. This is very difficult. I mean,
and then
because we have this virtual world.
And then even Remik said, and my student also said, that it's not the same when you meet people in real life, like, and not real life online. But I totally agree with it when it comes to you know, your family, because there's a lot of let's say, well, to start with, a lot of touching is involved. You know, you touch, you hug, you do whatever, physical contact. But when it comes to friendships, I mean, okay, when I meet my friend somewhere in a cafe, we hug when we meet, we hug when we part, and that's it. We don't touch each other. So what is it that we're talking about, this sort of atmosphere or whatever that is? How is it different when you meet on? I mean, when I meet
some
online,
people
I can
say
see
it's
body language.
Smelling, you know, that you are smelling each other.
Oh my God!
I know.
Thank you. My classes are online. Nobody can smell me. You know, in the morning, you just wake up in your pajamas, just put on something, you know, to cover the from waist up, and thank God nobody can smell me. So. I don't know. They say it's not this. It depends on the kind of relationship. Yeah, for intimate relationships, of course, it's very important, you know, the physical contact. But for others, I've never met Jedrek, in real life.
And
So
Remik
what does
neither,
it mean?
because
Our
we know
podcast
each
is
other.
not
We know each
real,
other
or
from
what does it
from
mean?
the internet.
Our relationship is not real? Come on, I'm going to jump off the bridge.
Remik, it's over to you. I mean, you wanted to say something before.
Mhm.
Yes, I'm thinking that about this comparison between the this real life
Not real life.
and yes, and online friends, and this is very strange as well for me, and just in my brain I have this gradation when it comes to this
reality.
This realities, yes, and now when you, Masha, mention it that you don't know Jedrek
Personally, or don't even know how to say
yes,
it.
on,
No, it's not.
only
I
online.
mean, yeah, it's straight. Yeah, we just know each other online. I want to visit Kiev once the war is over, and the planes are back, but we'll see.
And if your relationship will be stronger, better when you met in
Or the opposite,
in real life.
Or the opposite, if you start smelling people. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean,
so,
I'll tell you
guys,
what.
the answer is yes for the question, and even more, the proof of that is your relationship. You know each other just because of these tools, IT tools like
Yeah, you're right.
video
You're right. I
calls
mean,
and
there
so
will be
on.
one person less in my life if
Exactly.
if there was no technology, no. But I'll tell you what, I've got some philosophical background here because I was exploring it, especially after I switched from the bricks and mortar school to an online kind of teaching environment.
No, you didn't say real school,
I didn't say real
At least
because
for
you know
school
what I mean.
you can use bricks
yeah.
and mortar, but not for
Yeah,
people.
exactly.
I say in flesh,
In flesh, yeah. But I'll tell you what, online or technological solutions, they reduce stuff to the absolutely necessary minimum. So,
what do you
in other
mean?
words, well, look at this. You said that when you meet with your friend, you hug at the, when you see each other, and then when you part, and you can reduce that. It's not an essential part of the meeting, right? This hugging or drinking tea together or something.
Yeah, but imagine this meeting without hugging.
Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of less.
Awkward.
Yeah, you're right.
Why didn't she hug me? Oh my God.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But I think what technology is doing, it just cuts
to the chase.
Yeah, it cuts to the chase, exactly. So it leaves the essence and kind of leaves out the peripheries, And I think it reduces you to
machine.
Well, it just reduces. Yeah, I don't know actually, but it just reduces you in a way. It's just like it's just like cooking. Look at this. You have this traditional cooking, right? You prepare food and then you serve it on the table and you celebrate eating together. And compare this with the microwave. I mean, you just have a ready-made food, right? Like lasagna or something. I know Italians would kill me now. Right, Remik? Is that right? Remik knows something about Italy. Is actually frozen lasagna allowed in Italy?
Yes, it is.
All right. Because I thought that
21st century, everything is allowed.
Yeah, but I'm saying that preparing meal and serving it and celebrating it, eating together is different than just putting it into the microwave cooker and then eating it like
no,
that.
I don't agree. I can't agree with that. Look at amazing conversations we have. You compare it with microwave?
No, this is not, because we are just three minds and we connect kind of intellectually here.
Yeah, but it's communication.
So It's communication. Yeah, it's possible. But yeah, what are we actually reducing? Yeah, we just get rid of this convivial aspect of sharing the space, and it's so elusive that you can't even name it. You know, and if we continue this way, I mean, if we keep meeting online, we'll even forget about, you know, what, how was it like, or what was it like before? You know.
So the comparison you're pointing out is that we are focusing just on our thoughts. Yes, so it's
kind of, yeah,
it's
because we live in this intellectual sphere, right? Whatever, you know, intellectual. I mean, you know, it's not heavyweight, but lightweight, you know, intellectual. Yeah, because, you know, we connect by means of thoughts. You know, we agree or we disagree, and then, you know.
Yeah, but we could be talking about anything, about our families.
Yeah. So
okay, so that still would feel like a microwave?
No. It feels like a microwave in the sense that I can get rid of the two of you right now, you know, by clicking this little X, you know.
No, I'm the boss.
In the top right corner of my screen, you know.
Yeah.
I could leave, yeah. So you are in a way disposable, and this is what technology is doing. It's turning everybody and everything into disposable stuff. It's like, you know, oh, I can dispose of it. It's like the essence of it is, I mean, sorry, maybe not the essence, but the child of it is the cancel culture. I can cancel you. Shut up, you know.
Yeah, but you can stand up and leave in the middle of the conversation in a cafe.
Well, yeah, but it's kind of, you know.
I think you can say, sorry, I have to, I don't know, pick up my kid and I must go.
Yeah, you're right. But it's still harder than you know, clicking this, you know, X button.
Remik, what do you say? Is it harder?
No, I'm thinking now about what's the difference between this real life meeting, for example, and our meeting now, and which one is better and why? And first idea which come to my mind now is that if we will in some cafe together now, and in front of us will be some, I don't know, accident in the road, we will feel it in the same way, and this makes this meeting, let's say, more I don't know, more personal, something like that. I'm looking for some benefits of this real life, or how we call it, meetings in comparison to this online, and I, if this is something that makes these real life meetings more personal, more
yeah, I think that when you, if we compare a meeting like we're having right now, I don't think it would matter much where it happens, you know. If people meet just to talk about whatever, but if people meet to experience something together, then of course you cannot get it online. Definitely,
there's VR for it, Masha. You know, there is the you know, VR technology with you know, goggles, and you are in the 3D world. The project has been suspended a bit.
I can't agree with Jendrek. I tried a couple of times this VR, and it's not, for me, it's not even pretending to be real.
Well, wait, at this moment it's rudimentary right now. Yeah, probably. But wait, give it some time.
No, but wait a second, Remik, tell us. I mean, what was your experience like? Was it like you felt like it's a cheap video game from the 90s, or what?
No, when it comes to some resolution and so on, the technology is now really good. So you can wear this OLED technology is very, very good when it comes to this resolution and so on. So it's not anymore like the games in the 90s.
Graphics are
The graphics is very sharp, but I still can't feel it. It's not real. It's artificial. You can feel it. You can see it easily, and maybe I'm not a big fan of this VR technology. It's individual, but I can't imagine the situation where when we are meeting in VR cafe.
I guess that's why Zuckerberg's project of the metaverse is collapsing. Right? Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of collapsing because they were unable to design a world that would be compelling. That is, something that really could replace.
Yes, and he told that after the pandemic, people will still choose to meet in this artificial world. And it's not true. People want to see each other in real life. They want to spend time together.
Real life.
It's true. I mean,
it's true, and this is why they suspended all these really big plans of the metaverse.
But have you guys remember the last time you saw people meeting in real life in a cafe, and then after 10 minutes they each get their cell phones and start, doing whatever? You see these people sitting in a cafe, a group of people, each on their phone. Yeah, technology is bringing people together. Yeah, let's celebrate. Sorry
but
to bring
I see Masha new wave in between my peers that we are let's say it's now somehow we are choosing to not use technology when we are meeting in cafes and so on. So I can see.
But you established the rule like before. Or you just sort of know, how to proceed and because I know how. Or do you just say up front that sorry guys, no smartphones or
no like that. I can see that
it's happening naturally. Yeah, you don't enforce
naturally. Exactly. People want to leave their phone for a moment when they meet. In real life, I don't know how many times we will repeat this.
Language is too poor. Our current language is too poor for that, and this is also it's not good for let's say humanity because if we don't find the proper terms, to name these two apparently
some
different
people say
realities.
meet offline.
Yeah, meet offline. Yeah.
But that means that the the default mode is online. So let's meet offline. No.
Yes, that's true. But I think it's a good trend to stay focused when we meet each other and stay together. And maybe we should leave our phones and check what's going on Instagram and so on later, because
we are still I think in the era where we are actually having these portables, that is our mobiles that you need to take out of your pocket, and click something. But once we wear some glasses, or I don't know, the tech is somehow
microchip.
We are microchipped or something, then I guess it would be very hard to resist this kind of
yes, that's
whatever.
I'm a little bit old-fashioned because it's very sad for me when I see someone on a date eating something good and watching Instagram it's very sad for me to see such a kind of situation. So I'm like I said before, I'm old-fashioned, and I would
I will
leave
stick to my
phones.
Yeah.
I don't know, in car or just in the pocket. Come on.
I think it's visible now. You know, Remik, when you brought this example of a date or you know, in the earlier ones, that what the digital culture and technology, of course, in an indirect way, is doing, is it's killing celebration, because you go to the concert, you record it, you don't enjoy it, you don't celebrate it, you know, at that moment.
You travel, you take pictures of everything.
For this, for the sake of revisiting that later in your life, which hardly ever happens, really. You know, if I look at my gallery on my iPhone, I mean, it's so vast, and Apple is asking me for, you know, extending the cloud space, because, you know, I'm already exceeding the limits. But I think, will I ever actually go back to the pictures from 2016, or with, you know, some kind of I know I'm not doing it, you know. For example, if somebody is following me on Twitter, they know that I publish pictures from the marché, you know, the street markets, you know, each Saturday, which look beautiful and so on. But really, I'm keeping all these photos on my phone. I mean, for what? Will I ever go back? I mean, unless, once I'm back to my home country, and I'll be maybe, you know, in a
Don't
mood
worry,
to...
Google will remind you, this is what you did on this day 2 years ago. Oh, you get these things? Yeah, notification.
Let's celebrate.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Why is this interesting? You know, why do I actually, I mean, why do we store it? There was a trend of these disappearing posts, and I guess it's still part of Instagram, right? That it's only 24 hours, but then it's kept somewhere, right? It's not like it disappears forever. I mean, Zuckerberg still has it.
I don't know.
All right, great. But guys, okay, we started from you know, the question, can tech solve the problem of loneliness? And it sort of can, and cannot.
And it's sort of, people are getting, like, and Remik mentioned the date.
Well,
I mean, on a date, it's of all meetings, but on a date, you know, you look at your phone.
Yes, it's very sad, and I don't know.
Remik, I've got
maybe,
a case. I've got a case
maybe
study.
We are old.
I've got a case study for you, Remik. You know, I don't know if you heard, but there was a guy in Japan who, I don't know, that's just a gossip or a rumor or a fact, but there was a guy in Japan who married a Tamagotchi, or some kind of a toy like that. And my question to you, is this guy lonely or not?
I don't
He's
know.
married now to, apparently the Japanese legal system allows marriages between humans and gadgets, you know.
Okay. It's a kind of illness, I think. If you want to marry Tamagotchi, but on the background of this illness, I think the loneliness is playing, you know, the big part. So
Maybe it's not...
or on the other hand, he just done it for fame, for fame, and now we are
we don't know exactly.
just for that. Yes.
Yeah, we don't know the motivation, because if, you know, if the news reached Poland or France, you know, it means that it...
maybe he made a killing on Instagram just thanks to this marriage. But if it is real, I think that the loneliness is behind that. Can be.
What if it's not, you know, loneliness per se, but what technology is doing is, I mean, it's much easier to stay married to a Tamagotchi than to a real woman. You guys will agree with that. You're
Oh
both.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think Remik is freshly,
don't
Remik
have
is freshly married.
Ah,
you know?
okay.
comparison.
Sorry. But
No, I've
but you-
never been married with Tamagotchi, so I can't compare it.
But Jendrik agreed
What?
like
You've never been in a
immediately.
relationship with a Tamagotchi?
But you, Jendrik, you agreed like immediately, yeah?
Yeah.
So what
I mean, you're asking me if marriage is. You are asking me if marriage is hard.
Yeah. Well, and
I-
technology, because there's such an abundance, and you think, okay, I don't like this particular Tamagotchi. I will divorce it and marry another one the next day. So we don't know how to live with people who are even a little bit different from us anymore, because it's you need to find common ground with people. There's no identical person to you. There will always be, I mean, there's always something you have to resolve, in any relationship. So what technology is doing, and it's probably has something to do with this canceling thing, yeah? It makes it very easy. You just, okay, now I find another online person. Okay, we disagree about something. Just get the hell out
technology
of my...
was, I mean, the purpose of technology is to make things easier, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say simplify,
and I don't want to
definitely
struggle in a marriage for 20 years. I mean, I just marry a Tamagotchi because she doesn't talk back. She doesn't want this and that. I always know what she wants, It's
yeah, but what would marriage mean in that sense, You know what I mean? Because marriage is what? I mean, okay, so does it mean that you cannot buy a new Tamagotchi now? You have to stick to your old model that was produced 20 years ago?
No. Marriage in this case with this Tamagotchi, it means that well, I don't know what the guy expected from this, because when you marry somebody, you want something for you also. Yeah, of course you will give something, but you want something for yourself as well.
Yeah, sure.
So what is he getting from this Tamagotchi? Whatever he wanted, he will get.
There is let's say opinion on sentence I heard in describing the times we are living now, that when it comes to marriage or relationship, people are not going to fix things. They just replace them.
Yes,
so
that's the...
maybe
and with Tamagotchi, there is
essence.
even nothing to fix, because it does whatever.
Like the battery or what?
It's so cheap, you can buy another one.
Well, when you buy another one, are you still
very
married?
Clear. Tamagotchi wants to be fed once a day, stroked. I don't know what it needs, but the question is not what it needs, but what the guy wanted from Tamagotchi, because he entered this relationship in hope of something, and he will always get it. He will always get it.
This relationship is very easy
because with
sustain,
a human being, with a human being, it's very different. You enter this relationship with very, very high hopes that this person will never change, or vice versa. Different expectations for men and women. And then what? When it doesn't happen.
Can technology solve it? I mean, but I mean, within marriage, real interhuman marriage. I mean, can tech change the fact that we are changing and that we are different and that we don't always meet our expectations?
But how?
But is this relationship between human being and Tamagotchi, what he gets in return? What are the feelings?
Question. What he gets in return?
I mean, the more I think about it, the more I think he did it for social media, or for fame, because
for hype,
or the person was really desperate and wanted to get out of the matrimonial market. It's like, okay, guys, I'm taken. The Tamagotchi took me.
Okay, let's imagine Tamagotchi is very primitive, but let's imagine it's a program, like in this movie, Her. Let's imagine it's a program.
Oh yeah, Samantha.
It is designed to please you. It's a paradise.
Yeah, because technology is doing that.
You don't have an obligation to please the program.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a perfect relationship.
Well, I mean,
Jędrek?
perfect.
Well, I mean,
from-
for them.
Jędrek, I can hear and I can see that Samantha triggered you.
Yeah, of course. You know,
Whoa.
I think but I think it's not Samantha like the software, but you know, Scarlett Johansson's voice. You know.
Okay, I can understand.
Yeah, but you know, it's interesting, Masha, what you said, that yeah, it's you know, this, but you called it a perfect relationship, that you know,
Well, perfect
that you
for
get
a modern person. You
which
know,
gets 100% and
Yeah.
doesn't have to give back.
yes, there's
Oh,
nothing
yeah,
to
that's-
fix in this relationship.
Yeah, you're right, but then you kind of lose the feeling of progress, because you know, I know it's old-fashioned and everything, you know, but marriage is about kind of common progress. You know, you have to progress, you know,
Yeah,
into the
but
relationship.
you don't
You can
you
progress
don't
if there's no friction, or if there is no obstacles. How do you progress?
Well,
I
we're
mean,
not talking about progress. We're talking about loneliness, and you definitely never feel lonely in such a relationship, because, I mean, if something goes wrong, you don't feel that you're heard or understood. You feel lonely, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
have a
you're right.
fight with your wife. You feel lonely, and this man will never feel well in the movie. Feel alone. Well, she actually ditched him in the end. So sorry for spoilers.
I
But
remain quiet for my justification. I haven't seen this movie.
sorry, I spoiled
All
it.
right.
for you.
Well, you have to you know, make up for that, because it's a great movie, by the
I
way.
will.
And all right, so wait a second. Are we in favor of tech or against it? I mean, I asked a question: could technology help a marriage to sort of get better? Like, you know, there
Yes,
are issues.
why not?
Like
How,
what? Okay,
Remik?
How can help?
Yeah.
technologically assisted marriage. Come on.
No, this is too much. But the really quick and easy answer is you can send, I don't know, Google Maps spot when we can meet in 5 minutes or 10 minutes.
Yeah,
This is
sure.
the
But I think
How
yeah,
does it help a
tech.
marriage? Sorry, guys.
I mean,
Okay,
Are women so stupid they don't understand maps? Like, and you help them understand maps? And how?
well, look at this. You know that you know, you create conflicts. You know. You
no,
just,
come.
you know,
We can receive the point of meeting from our wife. It's not a matter who will send it, but this is the let's say easy example how technology can help us.
because otherwise we would be searching, we would be like, you know, searching for each other, you know, around town. It's kind of, you know.
Yes, come on, it's easier, it's faster, and so on and so on. So
I bet technology can enhance your sexual life, everything, you know. Oh my goodness, you know, tech is
What?
great. What? Well, there are some toys and stuff, you know. This is technology.
Of course. I'm thinking
I mean,
technology
you know,
only, you know. Yeah, of
yeah,
course
I
you're right.
guess.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I've just got this, you know, feeling
Food
that
processor is technology. It's definitely helping marriages.
You mean this Thermomix?
Food
Or
processor.
was that?
Microwaves.
Oh yeah, but right. What food processors? What is that?
Food processor. Wow.
It's the thing that cuts and chops and does whatever to your food.
Like Thermomix, yes, Thermomix.
Yeah, Thermomix. Do you know Thermomix?
What's no?
No, it's, what is it, Remik? It's a
I-
kind of
Thermomix
robot,
is-
or
It's a robot, yes.
Okay.
you just put ingredients inside, and it's, for example, making a pizza or whatever you wish. You know,
It's very intelligent.
yeah. And honestly,
This can
it's
definitely
like,
save any marriage.
I'll say no. I'll say no
It's a joke.
because again, it's killing this celebration. And I know that if you're tired after work and you still have to make dinner or something, I mean, it can drive you nuts. But No, I think I don't know. I just don't like this idea of making things easy.
You want to suffer.
Yeah, mildly suffer. Yeah.
But if someone doesn't like to cook, and someone can buy this Thermomix, which waits, cook, do everything, it can help, because you can finally, with just few minutes, prepare something delicious and make a date, make something for your wife or husband. So
Yeah, you just take out the candles,
why not?
and
Exactly.
there you go.
So it can help.
Masha, I've got a question to you. Could a meal in McDonald's be romantic?
Why to me?
Well, I'm
Remik
asking
is
you
newly
because you're
married.
the only...
He's newly married.
Remik, would you take
Yes,
your
it
wife
can.
to McDuck?
I remember one McDonald's. It was breakfast, I think, in some Asian country. It was very romantic. It was just in the beginning of our relationship, and I will remember it always. So it's not a matter
So
of
even though you were
place,
eating burgers,
it's a matter
or
of feelings.
All
Yeah, at the
right.
beginning of your relationship, everything is romantic.
Well, I love.
You remember that?
Yes. Yeah, of course. Yeah, but you know what? I think we sort of I don't know if you have noticed, but we arrived at some really positive conclusion that humans can humanize even the most
inhumane technology.
Yeah, I mean, look at this, because if you think about McDonald's and just this, I'm not even saying cooking, because they are not cooking, but they're building hamburgers, and the place is just like a giant, of course, globally, but it's like a factory. It's not a restaurant, it's a factory. They call themselves restaurant, but they are factories. They are factories of sandwiches, or whatever. But you can humanize it, by enjoying this meal with someone. You can you can add this human touch to this otherwise totally inhuman sort of place that makes meals.
So the purpose is the most important, and it's us that makes sense for this. That's it.
Yeah,
even
exactly.
McDonald's can be romantic.
And that's why our meeting online could also be human. Of course, we are assisted by tech, cameras and stuff, microphones and whatever, the internet, but we can make it human if we act like humans.
It's a really nice way of finishing, what you said.
Yeah, exactly. we have to wrap up, I'm afraid. Remik, thanks so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure. So it always is.
Thank you. But I'm curious that we agree that technology helps us, and
we never agree on anything.
I mean, no, I would. I mean, if you
there is more pros or cons.
There is more pros, I'd say, from our conversation. There are some dangers too, but if you know how to avoid them, or if you simply are lucky to avoid them, then why not? Come on,
technology is not good or bad. It's what you do with it.
Oh, that's a cliche, Masha. Come on.
It's like it's helpful.
It's like the gun, The
I
gun
spoiled
is
the
bad,
perfect. I spoiled the perfect ending. Yes,
of a bad man is bad.
Okay, you'll cut it. Just you had a great ending.
Right. Thanks.
But
thanks so much.
For sure, it's helpful. The technology.
Yeah, it's helpful. So Remik, keep doing what you're doing. Keep promoting or selling, or I don't know what. I actually don't know what you're doing, honestly. Like, I know you work for a big tech company, but all right.
Let's say promoting and selling, it's a part of this scope.
Right, it's part of it. So actually, you make the world more technological.
Better.
A better place.
It's a cliche.
Ooh,
Come on.
not a cliche.
Wow.
Great. I just want to say thanks a lot to everybody. Masha, is there something we haven't mentioned, like that we should? Like our website and all this, how to follow us? No, people. Oh, yeah, there is one thing. Dear listeners, those who actually reach this very moment on our podcast, you can leave us a voicemail. And there's a link to it in the description of this show. And leaving a voicemail is great because you can record it like 100 times till you're satisfied with how it sounds. And then you just post it and we play it here. Just like Maciek did. Big thank you once again to Maciek.
So it's a
Masha,
kind of short presence on the podcast. If you're
Yeah, it's a short
shy to spend
exactly.
1 hour, you can,
Exactly, because people are not always. I know that. I mean, and I fully understand it. People are not always keen on joining us because they are afraid of their linguistic competences or something. This is totally understandable, and I'm not pushing anyone. But
yeah, like you are not.
But recording a voicemail is kind of a way to be present here, and guys, and above all, it's just nice to get these messages. All right.
Yeah, it's really nice to get messages.
Remik, once again, I'm thanking you once again. Thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
A pleasure.
Thank you very much.
I hope to meet. I hope to see you next week, of course.
For sure.
Masha,
Awkward pause. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Remik had other plans, but now he will reconsider. Okay. Thank you, everyone. And this was another episode of the Thinking Out Loud podcast. Stay tuned for the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.